Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Modern Overman. Okay, so I know a lot of people on the channel, at least a few people, have requested for me to do an updated video on my controller settings as of update 1.15, 115. Crytek has made some, let's say, adjustments. As I'm sure a lot of you know, they changed most of, if not all, of the controller settings for everybody on either PS5 or Xbox Series X or PS4 and Xbox One. So, um, albeit frustrating, it's let's just say not fret, okay? Because it definitely took me some time to get back in the to get back into the flow of how everything should feel. Especially considering that I am, I'm a weekend warrior. Like I don't play every day, like some of the sweats out there. But nonetheless, I feel like my settings here and videos here might do some use. So tell you what, why don't we just get right into it and just see kind of where we're at. So first off, I'm just going to be focusing on the game settings overall of the controller. Now, I started off playing this game as Gunslinger. Just because like I'm coming from first-person shooters, this seems to be even the most viable for myself. And I know that after the update, it switched everybody back over to Hunter, regardless of where you were at on console. So I switched mine back to Gunslinger just because that's a control scheme that I know. In the end, it doesn't really matter what you play with as long as you're comfortable with that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to go down here to our lowered state. Now, lowered state, while it's not the most important aspect of your control scheme, keep in mind that, again, with Gunslinger, you can keep your gun lowered. Same thing with, you know, the general overall principle here is that you want to be able to rotate your vision just like anybody else would on PC. So, for example, my horizontal here, that's an important stat. You want to be able to do an 180 is in as quick as a flick as you can with keeping control. So if I do one quick flip here, like you want to be able to do that relatively quickly. Think about it as if you had a keyboard or mouse. You want to be able to do that flick really quickly with being able to keep some control. And the reason why I say that is because it's just the flow of this game anymore has become a bit of a it's not a Call of Duty clone, but it is a sort of Twitch shooter if you think about it. I mean, like everything relies on speed and accuracy, especially in the higher tier of gameplay, higher stars of gameplay. Now, granted, for the most part, I'm sitting at a 4 and a 5 star, sometimes a 3 star. So I'm not all the time playing in those high ranking lobbies. But still, regardless, your movement is important, and keeping that 180 horizontal spin is important. So let's go back to all this. So again, here's my sensitivities. Lower state, 1.95 on the horizontal, 1.65 on the vertical. Now, a couple of these boost strengths, and along with the shoulder aim and the aim down sights. Let's pause that for a moment. So a big important thing, I think, down here is, let's see if we can find it, why don't we, is the aim input curve. This is a huge thing. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different settings that they have here for the aim input curve. Now, I'm sorry, 4, excuse me. It's late at night, I'm recording this. I've been up a long time. Anyway, just take a look at this. I'm on linear. Linear is the, let's say, least amount of input that the game is doing and most amount of input that you're doing. So it really relies on you, on your aim capability and in your experience. Now, obviously, there's going to be new players and veteran players who have a much different experience, obviously, and then obviously different preferences. For me, somebody sitting around 2,200 hours, I'm going to keep mine as linear as possible because I feel like that's where I'm going to go to try and improve. So, linear aim input curve, raw input, no modification to aim input. This is where our standard is going to be, and then we're going to build off of. So, let's go back up here to our lowered state. The boost ramp time, I'm putting that up to 0.2. Boost aim strength is to 2.5. This just feels right for me. And, obviously I encourage you all to experiment, but this is just where I'm feeling right here. The shoulder aim, not too different from the lowered state, because again, this is not ADS, and it should be a little bit faster than ADS. It's basically the same. In fact, it is the same if you look carefully. So the ADS here, this is where we're going to be a little bit different. When you're aiming down sight, this is going to be want to be a little bit slower, but still quick enough and responsive enough in order for you to get on those heads as best as you can with your crosshairs. So I've got 0.95 on the horizontal and 0.85 on the vertical with a 2.0 boost strength. Again, I took a couple matches to really get this honed right and feeling well. Right off the bat here, I'm keeping aim assist off. The reason why is that I feel like with enough experience and with getting these settings used to, you shouldn't need aim assist. The reason why I say this is because, again, with enough experience and proper sensitivity settings, you should be able to get your cursor on a hunter's head. It's difficult, obviously, because this game is about skill for the most part, and so I recommend keeping that aim assist off. I know my older videos I had aim assist on. That's because I felt like I was struggling. But now at this point, it's just like, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and keep it off, because why have any further crutch? Vibration and sprinting behavior, fairly self-explanatory. My dead zones here. I'm keeping these relatively low, but at the same time, I feel like these are in a good area. Again, try it out for yourself. Just feel it. Like, really just feel it. You need a few games after this update to really feel it. So try these at a bit of a lower range. Maybe 0.15, 0.20, 0.25, maybe even 0.10. Hover around there and come back and see how you feel, and then adjust on your own. Aim boost threshold, again, I'm keeping this fairly high because this is where I feel like this is where you're going to want the help here, is this threshold. Again, controller is different than mouse and keyboard, so we're wanting this stronger to just give whatever boost we have without having that extra aim assist. Everything else is pretty much right where we need it. I play inverted Y, I'm apparently one of the weirdos out there, and then of course I have crossplay on. So I guess the important thing is here is to experiment, but this is just only to be a base, a foundation for people to build themselves off on. I really think that, again, experimentation is probably the best method for trying out exactly what you need. And you can watch myself miss over time. It's excellent. And again, just try it out for yourself. The last thing that I'll say here, a couple last things that I'll say here, is that everybody should go and check out Toxic 88's own video about the new controller settings. He is a great player who is over on Xbox and is really trying to keep the console gaming alive on Hunt Showdown. Really important channel. I think he recently became not a partner, but a creative partner on Lurkin, I believe. And so he's going to be able to give out some of those bonuses. He's going to be able to give away DLC. You should go support his channel. I'll give a link to his latest video down in the description, because you should definitely support other creators and support people like him who are doing the good work. As for myself, Again, what I said sort of at the top of the video, I'm just a weekend warrior, man. I work during the week, I have a kid, I'm married, and I'm not amazing in the game, clearly. But I'm doing my best here, and I've got enough time and experience with the game to know sort of what works, what feels good as somebody who's playing on PS5. The addendum that I'll add here is that a niche group of people whom I feel like I subscribe to are considering these changes in settings and aim assist as something to expect in the future. Explicitly, Crytek, while they have not officially said, may be adding crossplay, not with just between PlayStation and Xbox, but between the consoles and PC. Maybe possibly around the next gen update. We don't know. They haven't confirmed this. But there have certainly been some people who have expressed interest in this. I feel like I'm going to have a tepid response to this regardless. Hunt is going in a direction that I am not sure that I like. Now granted, I did not spend my entire time with Hunt from the very beginning. I've never played on PC. I've only played on PS4 and played around launch on PS4, which was around February of 2020. And since then, a lot of changes have made their way into the game, especially around the centering of introducing custom ammo. Crytek has introduced a lot of changes that people may think have been for the worse or for the better. I'm going to leave that judgment up to all of you, and just say that Hunt is changing. Whether we like it or not, it is going in a specific direction, whether we like it or not. And if you want to keep playing, you just have to adapt to that. So the last thing I'll say is thank you for watching this video. I appreciate everybody's support who continues to subscribe, continues to comment, continues to like the videos. They help keep me going and are vital to the state of this channel. So, with that being said, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.